lost track of time now. I'm just living in a vortex of time and space called sober, and it's hell. I'm actually enjoying being sober. It's feeling good. I'm listening to music again. Music gets you high a little bit. Like, not exciting high, but occasionally they'll hit a chord and I'll get a little tingle and I'll try and ride that high. I'll try and ride that high as long as I can go. So I'll re-listen to the song a million fucking times. Just drive it into the ground like I've been talking about. Just repeat that motherfucker. What else about? Oh, that's the other thing. Not just music. Listening to inspirational, motivational talks. Not like Tony Robbins. Fuck that guy. Hold on a second. There was a Netflix documentary about Robbins, T-Bone. And it was pretty good, to be honest with you. It made me like him a lot more than I did previously. But his head's annoying, so let's just wipe out his whole entire career. Because his jaw annoys me. I've been listening to this guy, David Goggins. If you don't know of this guy, give him a Google. Just Google David Goggins. That's what I don't understand about social media and shit anymore. Do you really have to say my handle is @BoyleComedy? If you like me, just type in David Boyle, comedian, ex-model. No, I was never a model. Anyway, David Goggins, look him up. He is a crazy motherfucker. He is an ex-Navy SEAL, some other shit. He went through 3 hell days, which is... Oh, hell week. Hell days. A hell day. He went through... he went through 3 hell gigs. Oh, it was a hell gig. Is it the same as hell week in the Navy SEALs? He's the only guy to ever do 3 hell weeks in the Navy SEALs. I think he was in the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy. He ultra marathon runner. Anyway, you look up what he's fucking done. He basically talks about chasing suffering. It's really interesting how I just listened to fucking 3 hours of David fucking Goggins and I still can't articulate exactly his point. Don't you find that weird? That's half the reason why I'm doing this podcast, is so I can begin to speak a little clearer. Basically, Goggins promotes suffering, building yourself up through suffering, making yourself stronger, making yourself unbreakable through voluntarily suffering. The only way I can really articulate it in my head is, you know, the things you're afraid of that give you anxiety, that you're scared of, that you fear. You just head towards that. I started doing it even before I started listening to Goggins. I attempted to begin doing that myself. Technology does my fucking nut in, and I fucking suck at it too. Getting this fucking recorder and figuring out how to record has been a fucking nightmare for me. Anything I need to do on a computer takes me 10 times longer than it would take anyone with any basic knowledge. And then I get frustrated, and then I procrastinate, and then I don't do it. So I thought the antidote to that was to begin to learn to program computers myself. So I started taking a course on the internet. I forget what coding program it was, but it was something. That's how long ago it was, and that's how little of that course I fucking did. I can't remember what it was. It was a very basic one. So I did that for about a week, and it really did stop my technology anxiety. But I didn't have the time to continue, which brings me back to what Goggins is talking about. There's no fucking excuses. You head towards the suffering and you just callous your mind against the suffering. Everything that makes you feel like that, you head towards it. And that's what I realized listening to him is I have sheltered myself from suffering pretty much my entire life, besides drinking. self-inflicted suffering, but that's not good suffering. That was brutal. That was just negative suffering. That wasn't positive suffering. Like, a hangover isn't positive suffering. But yeah, I definitely didn't articulate that very well, but the suffering thing makes sense. Alright, see you later.